Good afternoon. This is your captain speaking. I'm trying to tell you. I'll never get over that, man. Never get over that. Uh, you know, it's Sunday, so we talk about where we are and things, right? And I wanted to let you guys know I'm loving what I'm doing. All right, I just this is a process, man. I feel like I want to start by saying that I do my videos and content the way I do it because for several reasons. One, it works for me, right? I'm not really huge on content. I know content that works, you know what I mean? But for me, this works. You know what I mean? It's just like to be 100% transparent, to be authentic, just to kind of just do my thing, right? I'm not really interested in the algorithm picking up or even following an algorithm to get noticed, right? Because this isn't there's a thing like I want to learn to do these things, but I don't want to be these things. And I hope you guys understand what I'm saying by that. I want to learn how to code video games, but I don't want to be a developer. I want to learn how to make pixel art, but I don't want to be a pixel artist or artist in general. I want to learn how to do 3D art, but I don't want to be a 3D artist, I don't do these things in order to figure out if I want to do it as a career. I just like to know to do these things. I mean, it's relevant in what I want to do for my plan, project, and aspiration, or kind of what I want to do in general in my life, but not to a sense where like, I want to make a career out of it. There's other things that I prefer to do. These are just the tools that I need in my arsenal to make that success. And so me just doing videos, like I said a couple weeks ago, you know, I know I upload a lot of videos, but I upload them more so for me than anything else. I like sharing my progress. I like sharing the work. I think that's dope. But in terms of consistency, right? Like in terms of just practically just knowing what I want to do in general, you know what I'm saying? And staying on that path. This is just what's the product of it. This is just a product. This is just helps me stay consistent, because I don't want to do things, right? And I like let's just say the first week, I my intention was to learn 3D, right? And we talked about it. I made a whole playlist and I was like, I'm gonna stay consistent, learn 3D every day. But, those plans changed. But it's like the plans changed in a positive manner. Not so much I got tired of it and I didn't have time to do it. It's just more so like, if I want to realize my vision more directly and faster, right? I have to I have to pivot, right? And so that pivot led me to a few things, but it's landed me on pixel art, and I like it. I like pixel art in general, and I just think it's just mad dope. So, I think the one thing too, I also want to be authentic because my thing is like I want people to recognize, a change and recognize growth clearly, because I mean, I think I said before, like as my project moves faster. I mean, not faster, but moves along progress wise you know, I will make better videos. You know what I mean? Like they won't be garbage forever. Like I won't just like not have good videos. I'll practice. I'll learn how to edit better. You know what I mean? I'll do the things that need to be done in order to, you know, give you guys better content. You know, like for instance, and I was having a full malfunction yesterday, and I didn't realize that my mic wasn't working. And so, I was just gonna reiterate what I was starting to talk to you guys about yesterday. Was my TikTok is the best example for me in terms of what I'm looking as far as growth goes. You know what I'm saying? You have from when I first started, right? When I first started, It's the same thing as just the whole 3D comment I just made. Like I first was like, I'm gonna start this page and only do 3D art, right? But after posting this page, I actually don't want to get copyright, but after posting this page and kind of like working on it, I said to myself like, I want this to be a story page, not necessarily a 3D page. Even though I bang with 3D. And so, changed the content. And so since then, at first I was like, oh, let me just do aesthetic stuff and blah, 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 blah. But then I'm like, you know what? Nah, let me just actually write story prompts. And so, for a long time, I started just all these posts have different story prompts on them, every single one. And they all have music. Again, I don't want to be copyrighted with my own stuff, so I'm not going to play my videos. But all these have different story prompts, right? But then at a certain point, and I forget, I think it was about right here is when I started to realize that, algorithm wise, TikTok, I mean, yeah, some people like the stories. Like I would say my most popular story was this one right here. Um, and I'm not gonna bore you guys with that one, but this was the most popular story, and people liked it because of the story, not necessarily the artwork. But this one was a good one too. These are my most popular story prompts. But I realized that people weren't actually the story prompts were kind of too hard to read inside of TikTok, right? Like I mean, it's a fast paced platform, and so it doesn't really make any sense in terms of way like how putting those long stories inside those posts. And so I made the story shorter here, and then I started to do like just the text. So you'll see I started adding text and stuff just to kind of see in terms of like how that kind of how that mm, evened out, mellowed out in terms of like what I should be doing. And then as you see, I started doing more and more text inside of my stories instead of just doing full stories. I just did short story text forms, things like that. And then it just ended up becoming like my go-to. As you can see, it just one so it just became my default, right? Until we're here today. And so this was the most popular one I did. Um, to this, as far as story forms, this is the most popular right here. Short form anyway. So since I've been doing it like this has been the shortest one. And it's just I'm going to continue this trend, right? But I want growth, like I said, to take precedence in terms of people and me trying to entertain people, right? And so even with this one in particular, so I'm going to start switching it. Not necessarily edgier content, but I'm a testing a couple out. This was like a test run, but before I even get into this, another thing I wanted to point that it's this whole page's main focus is to create story prompts. So when I go back and when I get to a certain point, I start animating certain scenes and stuff like that, and creating like character stories. I'm going to use these prompts that I created. This is all this is for. It's just story prompts, right? Like every one of these stories is a individual character, right? This is a group. This is a group. So it's either a character or a group, and it's in order to flesh out our project, right? So I'm trying to flesh out the entire universe, and so each of these is just its own individual story prompt. Some having um, similar, stories, but like slight variations. You know what I'm saying? Like this one, and this one. These have the same archetype story prompt, but just different perspectives. So it's just slight variations. You know what I mean? This one and this one, the same. I think the same group. If I'm remembering correctly, the same group, same kind of story prompt, but different variations or in terms of objectives. You know what I'm saying? And so all these are just story prompts. And so I found it funny because I was clicking to this one because someone said relax bro, it's not that deep. I feel like I'm not gonna lie, I think I tapped into my inner edge lord, you feel me, when it came to this one. I feel like the edgers really got me on this one. They was like, yeah, bro, that's me, bro. I'm the sacrificial lamb. You feel me? I was trying to tap into some deep shit, right? That's that 2000. That's the 2010s, right there. I'm the monster, right? But again, story prompt though, you feel me? And I mean, I can explain every single story prompt, you feel me? But it's really up to, it's really up, it's subjective to your own interpretation. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, you can put your own self in this situation, like, right? But, me personally, I made this prompt and with the intentions of saying, like, this was more so, um, it was like a classic story of survival, right? And having to do things that, you don't typically, you have to do certain things to survive, and being around somebody who's like in the vicinity as you, but this like it's like that coward syndrome. So when you get back, it's like it's a betrayal, right? He blames all the atrocities on you and this, that, and the other, and so you kind of become this kind of anti-hero, you know, quote unquote, archetype, right? So each one has its own story prompt, and like I said, because of that, you know what I mean. The takeaway that I want to take about it is that like eventually this content will evolve. Like I consider this to be just like my YouTube itself. Like I don't think there's no difference in terms of like um content in general. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just make, in a sense, low effort content. You know what I mean? Like, and I know it's low effort content. I literally just for these streams, for these videos, I just hit record and just go crazy. You know what I'm saying? Talk for an hour, yap for two. You know what I mean? Like, I do that full knowing well what it is, right? And I've been doing TikTok, of course, way longer than I've been doing YouTube. I don't know. I think my TikTok's like a year old now. Um, 8/31, 2023. So that's what that one is. And then I had other stuff. So this is technically so 5/5. So this is technically when I technically started for real, for real. This is when I really really started was 5/5/5. What was that? What is that? May? Is that May? That's May, right? Yeah. So I've had the TikTok really going since May, right? I've been doing this since May. You feel what I'm saying? And so, um, I just feel like y'all see what I'm saying though. I mean, my thing is to say like, well, I'm trying to step it to the next level. I'm trying to get to the next level on this one. This one I thought was harder. It didn't click. I was like, y'all gotta show Adam some love, y'all. I'd hit this and was so excited. But my favorite fucking Monster Hunter group, the Harbingers. So and it's so funny because the Harbingers had become a main point. So I have like several main factions in the project. The Harbingers is a main one, Monster Hunters, and then you got. But I didn't want to show. I wanted to show you the Harbingers. That's like so. This is a Harbinger story right here. Didn't do as well. I kind of was bullshit on this one. I was testing something out. The pictures kind of ass as fuck anyway. You know what I'm saying? But I was just trying to test something out, to be honest. But I wanted to explore the lore a little bit more. Still ass. Um, but that so you see this. So this was the first. This is my first Harbinger post, right? And then this one was my most recent. If I can, it's here somewhere. It's here. It's here somewhere. Yeah, this was with it. So this is my most recent one. You feel me? Obviously, as you guys can see, the views went fucking crazy. But then I stopped doing the stories. I stopped doing the story parts from it. You feel me? Focus more on like just kind of posting up hard, hard ass posts and whatnot. There's another one too. This one too. Actually, this is the most recent one. Living Weapon. So this is I wanted to show like this is what the Harbingers up against. You feel me? Um, I don't know what that was. Here we go. So I mean, as a harbinger, you're fighting, vampires. You feel me? You're fighting pharaohs. You know what I'm saying? You're fighting the angels and the Aquilas. You know what I'm saying? Like you really kind of going down. You really kind of going through it. As a harbinger, or whatever. But so I wanted to expand on that. But that was like that's one of my favorite ones that I keep going back to. And they're going to be a main integral part of my main story. But like I was saying, doing this since been doing this since May. Yeah, I've been doing this since May, and It's just like this is what we got to. You know what I'm saying? We've been doing this since May, and this is a combination of where we kind of come to. And I said, like I said, I consider my YouTube no different. You know what I'm saying? Like I consider this no different. Just me making content. This is just me making story prompts, posting them up with pictures. Sometimes the hardest part is finding pictures that match the prompt and or aesthetic or feeling, but mainly the prompt. It's hard to kind of get a good collection, and I'm low key feel like I'm running out of pictures, so that sucks. But um, again, it's just no difference. Like I just post content. This man look like me for real, for real. That joint look just like me. Look at them joints side by side. We look just alike. And we got the blue one. I'm disgusted. I'm disgusted. But yeah, this is just I'm just posting content. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, my Blender videos were my best videos. You know what I'm saying? And it's fun learning Blender. But it's not conducive to what I want to do. So I had to stop. And so my things like the post kind of dropped off a little bit. But it's like again, same thing. I'm just posting content. That's it. That's all. Just posting content after content and just recording videos and posting them, and then that's what it is. But just how TikTok, my thing is after a certain point, now that I'm learning a new skill, which is pixel art, I think at 5,000, I'm trying to get myself a deadline at 5,000 followers, maybe less. If I can get it really, if I get it down before then, before my follower point, then I'm just going to go ahead and do the switch. But with me learning a new skill that I can utilize in terms of like content and stuff, I'm going to um, upgrade this stuff. So my plan is to create animated scenes, right? That people can, watch. And again, they still they still follow the story prompts, but you can see scenes within that story. I'm not gonna tell you how I'm gonna do it yet, but I think you're gonna like it because I was kind of stripping out for a good minute because I didn't want to switch the content without kind of retaining the same like static feel a little bit. Figure that out. Y'all gonna love it. But it's just the biggest thing is just figuring out or getting not figuring out but getting enough skill so I can bring that part to life. And so I have 5,000 followers is my goal, so I'm trying to learn all this before 5,000 followers, and then I'll start, do the switch. But if I learn faster, then I'll just immediately do the switch now. And so once that kind of pops off, again, I'm stoked for it. You feel me? But that's just progress. That's what you would consider progress. And then my thing is to say like for however long that I may do the pixel art for the next couple of years. You know what I'm saying? But it really just depends on how far the project and the business goes. You know what I mean? Like if I can bring on other artists or if I bring on um, more people to the team and we're able to crank out more content, I might switch it up. But in terms of quality of work of entertainment, you feel me? So it's going to go from static, which is what you see here, then going to pixel art, right? And then switching into 2D animation, and then switching into 3D animation, more stylized than anything. And at this very tippy top, I will do, well, not the tippy top, but I'll do realistic 3D image, and then at the tippy top, but we'll do live action stuff. You know what I mean? And so those are the six layers to this project, right? And it's done for that for very specific reasons. But again, as the team grows, so there's the ability to make more content. So like I think, of course, I'll still learn how to do 3D, but I don't think I'm gonna learn how to do realistic 3D. I think that that's just a skill that I probably take a couple years for me to kind of master. You know what I mean? Because again, I don't want to spend that much time learning something that I'm not gonna profit on when there's someone who already knows how to do it. And so it's just certain things. Again, I would like to keep this as a hobby. Let me also state that I would like to keep this stuff as a hobby at the end of the day, so I can do it in my free time, and then have the team do the stuff. But I feel like my absolute strength lies in directing. You know what I mean? And so being a director, directing all the shows and everything like that, that's where my forte lies. But I won't get go deep into it. But I just wanted to show you guys, you know, the project. And so my thing is to say like, you guys are gonna watch this for the next years. I don't plan on making a now. I might plan on making a second YouTube dedicated to only cinematic stuff for sure. Like I'll definitely do a beautifully done YouTube and everything like that. Like everything, make everything look good. Absolutely. But with this page, I want you guys to say like if you watch me do this all this for like the next 5 to 10 years. Yeah, if you guys are watching me for 10 years, I want you to be able to go back into these very beginning and go, let me watch one of his videos because yeah, when he started, his shit sucked. You know what I mean? I want you guys to be able to do that. You know what I mean? Or anybody who comes across this. This is like the digital library from, starting my project company from where we are today to where I'm trying to go later. So I just this is surreal. You know what I'm saying? This is super surreal, and I want to say I appreciate the journey. And my thing is that's really all that matters. It's not necessarily the destination. It's the journey. You know what I mean? Because one day we're all gonna go, right? You will feel nothing but regret knowing that you didn't get to your destination, but I feel like you'd be filled with content. It would suck if you didn't make it to your destination, but if your journey was worthwhile, then that's what you will remember, not getting to the end. You know what I mean? And so that's what this is, man. And so I wanted just to talk about that, on this first half, because I also want to talk about on the tail end some other things. So, like I said, like I mentioned earlier, and I won't keep this video super long, but I just wanted to, clear the air for that stuff. This my content will shift a lot, and I wanted to let you guys know if you guys are fans and you guys do stick around, I want you to kind of know, like, not crazy. I'm just trying to figure it out, just like anybody else, And so I don't consider myself a special person, and I just know that in order to make things happen, you have to go beyond and recognize, failure and be able to be comfortable enough, in yourself and your own ability to say, hey, yeah, I'm trying. And that's all that really matters. You know what I mean? Because I don't, I don't want to let myself down and I don't want to let y'all down. But more than that, I don't want to let myself down. You know what I mean? And this is just, I'm not going to give up until I figure out what makes sense, So, without that, I just wanted to get that out, clear the air. You feel me? Because especially with me getting into 3D 100%, I'm not 3D. I'm sorry for getting the Pixel 100%. I'm actually going to show you guys the most recent thing I made was this. I made this thing. What it is, it's edible. I don't know. It's a gumdrop. I couldn't tell you. You feel me? But I made that. So this is my indication that we are shooting for the stars. This right here, this is the vibe. This is what we about to get into. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna go crazy. I made that. I'm an artist. Hell yeah, right? So without, with this being like my 100%, like I do know what process I'm gonna take to get all this done. Um, I just want to let you know that the things are going to change, and so I'll probably release another schedule update tomorrow. I'll release a schedule update tomorrow, and I'll let you guys know exactly what I'll be posting because it'll really just be pixel stuff, but I'll break it all down in the video, and it was go from there. And then now, what I wanted to say before I ended this video was this at some point I think that like I really want to get rid of the traditional route of trying to find people to work with. I think that I want to be able to see if I can work with some of you guys, so I think at a certain point the project itself is just about ready to start being worked on. Once I start learning more so how to do pixel art things, um, I'm going to I'm going to be what do you call it? Starting the first thing, which is going to be the first game is going to be Voyager Legends, and so I'm definitely want to start seeing if you guys want to help. We can always work out. I mean, this is something we built together, so we'll work out all the minute details and things, right? But I want to have that conversation. So if you guys not it won't be now, but just know that that reach out will be coming. So when I start doing um when I really start working on these dev logs and things like that, I will be reaching out. And so that was it. I just wanted to give you guys a heads up on that. It was gonna go crazy, but um that's it. I don't want to keep it going. Like, I felt like this week I really wanted to get what I said off my chest. You know what I mean? And I just wanted you guys to be excited. It's just as excited as I am to really just make things happen and just really want to bring this to life. And I think you guys will really enjoy it. And I'm looking to really blow your minds. I'm really looking to you know change everything with this. So. I'm gonna keep it at that. I'm not gonna go too crazy. I'm gonna leave it at that. Um, and yeah, so next week I want you guys to get prepared for the new schedule. I'll be posting that up. And welcome to the ride. This is your captain signing out.